the government lies, it's the poison in the water, then the media lies. So open up your
It's the rise of the chemicals. They got ya. This tyranny is medical. Who shot ya? Military generals masquerade as your doctor. Pills become bullets, then they poison your water. A pharmaceutical army built to slaughter. So men in masks come for your wife and your daughter. Whoa. Now what? Here they come for the guns. And God and demons disguised as priests and nuns. Time to run. With no place to go except Honduras, with a man called Forto Jones. Skull and bones, invade the skies with robot drones. Check the infrared radar for UFOs. Silver and gold, behold the weather's controlled by genetically modified hybrid clones. Built in bunkers with subjects under mind control. Injected and observed in the combat zone. Now come on.
It's the chemtrails, guys, it's the government lies, it's the poison in the water, then the media lies. It's the chemtrails, guys, it's the government lies, it's the poison in the water, then the media lies. So open up your
The rise of the chemicals known as shrinking genitals. Experiments with elements funded by these criminals that nerve to call them miracles. Scientific warfare, untested medicine, leaving cats in wheelchairs. I have no doubt that they're spraying in the sky, but you gotta pick your poison while you're sorting through these lies. Puffing off formaldehyde when you light a smoke flow. Ride in your water, steroids in your yoke. It's an ongoing joke. Government control. They're laughing at our ass, but we're left out in the cold. $1 billion industry perception that is sold. Take a hunk of metal and turn it into gold. We're walking single file, just like some sheep. So it's time to take that lead. Spitting knowledge on these beats. Transparency is key, cause we know talk is cheap. Careful where you walk, or you end up in the heat.
It's the chemtrails, guys, it's the government lies, it's the poison in the water, then the media lies. It's the chemtrails, guys, it's the government lies, it's the poison in the water, then the media lies. So open up your eyes. It's the chemtrails, guys, it's the government lies, it's the poison in the water, then the media lies. It's the chemtrails, guys, it's the government lies, it's the poison in the water, then the media lies. So open up your eyes.
It's quite comical, actually, when you realize the difference between reality and what some people are talking on TV about.
You took the mark of the devil just so you can eat and breathe. Bow down at the feet and surrender liberty. Tyranny and terror, corrupted dictators posing as your leaders while they poison every leader. Pumping fluoride in the water while they rape Iraqi daughters. Dumbing down the public, fashion magazines and fodder. Now they slaughter weakened nations. Faulty explanations, selling fear to the masses. Terror level elevations, revelations is unfolding right before your eyes. Wake up, been a FEMA cam, drugged and hypnotized. Four trikes taking over while you focus on your bling. But I bet by this point you haven't heard a damn thing. It's destruction by design, prophesized in every script. Take a big step back, see the whole picture. A distraction of the mind to keep you living in a bubble.
We're in a lot of trouble because less than 3% of you people read books. Because less than 15% of you read newspapers. And when the 12th largest company in the world controls the most awesome goddamn propaganda force in the whole godless world, who knows what shit will be paid for truth?
Problem, action, reaction, solution. It's time to wake up to the formulas they're using. State-sponsored terror to burn our constitution. Weapons of mass deception of the media delusions. Using double speak to keep you following like sheep. CNN and Fox News to keep the populace asleep. Never looking, never question why we're headed towards recession. A dollar's worth a nickel, but we're ruled by our possession. I mentioned that those towers fell in less than an hour. Ignorance is bliss, the source of the power. But the power in the land that we're living in is nothing close to free. It's destruction by design, prophesized in every script. Take a big step back, see the whole picture. A distraction of the mind to keep you living in a bubble.
We're in a lot of trouble. So you listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. You're beginning to think that the tube is reality and that your own lives are unreal. You do whatever the tube tells you. You dress like the tube. You eat like the tube. You even think like the tube. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion.
Now you're living as a slave, high-tech police state. Warrantless searches and waterboard in the waste. Mandatory vaccines to keep you sedated. Big brother on the screen to keep the public isolated. Conspiracy theories, now conspiracy facts. Thought crimes condemned like terroristic attacks. Every time you take a breath, you pay another tax. Every time you take a step, it's documented and tracked. It's whack how we're living, the planet's a prison. You should have listened up and questioned 9/11. Declared a revolution, defend our constitution. A public execution of corrupted institutions. Destruction by design, prophesized in every script. Take a big step back, see the whole picture. A distraction of the mind to keep you living in a bubble.
We're in a lot of trouble.
Mercury-containing vaccines may help, not harm kids. According to if China were to revalue its currency, or China is to start making, say, toys that don't have lead in them or food that isn't poisonous, their costs of production are going to go up, and that means prices at Walmart here in the United States are going to go up too.
People out there in our nation don't have that, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa.
First, a Fox News alert. Coalition forces have discovered 500 chemical munitions in Iraq.
Good evening. Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack.
And how is Ron Paul's number so high? Clearly, some online communities are messing with the outcome.
Live, all hell is breaking loose on 6th Avenue. You need a permit to protest or demonstrate here in New York, but this anarchist group came forward. They really are one of the least attractive groups of demonstrators I've ever seen. I bet one of the leaders, I guess, if violence breaks out, don't worry, we can handle it. Our Fox News team can take this bunch of... I don't want to use any foul language, but...
Hello.
Alcohol, the best nighttime speech-blurring, headache-creating, dehydration-having, drink-stilling, charm-killing, think-you-can-dance medicine. Or just tune in Friday nights at 7 o'clock to listen to...
what the hell, yes, LRWS, and a bunch of other fine programming. Make sure you donate. Okay, listen to it again.
RazRadioLive.com.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how to
stay in Wonderland, my friends. You don't want to be here. I promise you.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth. Nothing more.
Oh, hello guys. Here we are. We're trying this again. We're going to try to make it work this week. Welcome to First 52, RazRadioLive.com. 4:30. We're about 10 days too late. Oh well. Maybe next year we can hit 4:20. Honey, how you doing over there?
Great.
Doing good?
Yep.
You sure?
Sure.
Yeah? I know I'm stressful. I'm going to try to de-stress a little bit.
Okay.
I got things working at least. We can actually broadcast this week. It might not be the greatest, but at least we're doing it. We're trying. We're trying to make it work. I don't get people. I don't get society. I don't get a lot of things I'm watching right now.
So many things, Sean.
So many things I don't get,
that
honey.
you don't get.
And I'm sorry about the fag hanging hand here. I got to kind of hold my microphone.
What is this?
This is where I got to hold my microphone. I got to use my fag
You
hand.
already identified the problem.
My fag hand. I got to do it with.
Aren't you a
I can't
handyman?
say that on Twitch, can I? I can't say fag hand on Twitch.
Why?
I don't know, because they get mad with that. They don't like fag. Fag hand.
Really?
Yeah. Now that we're actually associates and we can actually make money off of Twitch, I should probably try to listen to their rules.
Well, come right out of the gate doing something you're not supposed to. Then
I got a hard time listening to the rules, though. I think we know that. I will apologize, guys. Listen, I don't know what's going on with my systems, my computers. I don't know. We're there. We're trying. It might be choppy on the Twitch side of it, the YouTube side of it. It's going to be choppy. I don't have everything loaded into the broadcast side of it. So I'm trying. Shit just went haywire on me.
Any hootie.
I'm getting yelled at by people in my community because they don't like my posts on Facebook. Like, these people are so upset over fucking roads. And could you imagine if they were involved? Oh, I'm sorry, sidewalks. Could you imagine if they were involved in any of the debates I get myself involved with on a regular basis? If any of these people that are having their panties in a bunch over sidewalks, could you imagine if I got into a debate with them about 9/11 or about vaccines or about any of these things that I actually, care about, not just sidewalks? Jesus. And yes, Andy, I appreciate your concern. I get you, brother. Yeah, I'm trying to build a business here, and my wife's giving me the same concern, and I'm trying not to get angry with these people for things, but I mean, some of these debates on sidewalks.
Yeah, you gotta be smart. Don't dig your own grave.
Some of these sidewalk debates are fucking ridiculous. So, like, all I said is the comment that got me in trouble, right, honey? The comment that got me in trouble was, are we still really talking about sidewalks? Don't we have more important things in our community to worry about than sidewalks? And I was told that I'd be muted from that conversation if that's all I had to say. And if I had other things that needed to be addressed, I should post those things that need to be addressed and not tell people to shut up about their sidewalks.
Okay, well, obviously, a lot of people want to talk about sidewalks.
Obviously, in our community, a lot of people want to talk. You know what? Most of the people against the sidewalks will be dead by the time the sidewalks are done.
Who doesn't want to talk about sidewalks?
You? I know. I know. I'm trying to I'm trying to move myself into our local community. I'm trying to be a part of the community. And sidewalks seems to be an issue in our community.
Oh, God.
I don't know why.
Well, we don't have to be a part of every single issue, Sean. That's for sure.
I know. Could you imagine if I started ranting about chemtrails to these sidewalk people?
Find preference to you not doing that.
Not ranting about chemtrails or not ranting about sidewalks?
All of it.
All of it? Okay.
Yeah.
I get you. Anyway, welcome to the First 52, RazRadioLive.com. Salty Talk Radio. I don't have Don's information, so I'm not on Don's station tonight. I had a computer meltdown. I've been trying vigorously all week, honey, have I not? Been trying to get this up and running and make it right.
I mean, here and there, in between, like, working.
Yeah, life. Life
life.
kind of gets in the way sometimes. Kind of sucks. Everything set up, I don't know.
Okay.
I need new computers.
That's enough talking about computers and...
I know. 941-421-0401 if you guys want to join us. That is working. I can almost guarantee it. But hey,
now, whether or not he'll answer your call is another story.
That's a whole nother story. You never know what's going to happen on there. Buzzy, give me a call. I might answer it. I might not. So, honey, after the sidewalk debacle, that's been an issue I've been dealing with here. I got to get this tightened, too.
Yeah.
I'm a little limp.
Shut
I hate when I'm limp.
up about that thing. You knew about it. You've known about it.
I know what needs to be done. Anyway, so I've been sick all weekend, which I'm actually surprised. I'm feeling halfway decent right now. Did I take that?
You took Alka-Seltzer.
When I got home?
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
And then again, after you went to the store. So you took 2 things of it.
No, I didn't take that one before I left because it was a nighttime one, remember?
Oh, then I don't know.
So anyway, yeah, I took an Alka-Seltzer. I'm feeling halfway decent. I've been fighting this cold all weekend. It's been interesting. I've got a bunch of different things, and I know, honey, I see you looking at me. I know that most of what I have to talk about is not things you want to talk about. Not most of it, but some of it. Look at you. You're so angry with me. Don't be angry. It's okay.
Just freaking, what is it that you want to talk about?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I can't talk about
okay.
sidewalks, obviously, because that makes everybody angry if I
No,
talk
thanks.
about sidewalks.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to get Andy.
I'm not mad about it. I just think it's silly and I don't want to discuss it. Thanks.
Well, no, you have an opinion on sidewalks. You know you do.
Yeah, and that's it. I have, 30 seconds of conversation to have about a sidewalk, and that's about me done. I don't want to discuss it any further than that.
And I wasn't trying to insult people about my sidewalk comments. I was just trying to be, you know me, I'm a smart ass. So I made a smart ass comment.
You're better off not interjecting in any of those groups, Sean, about any of your viewpoints.
I know, because I'm a smart ass, and people don't like smart asses because everybody's a bunch of fucking Sally skirts, and they get their panties in a bunch over the slightest thing, which is unfortunate because we used to have a debate or discussion in this country without people getting upset, or I guess that really kind of intermingles with a lot of the things we're going to talk about tonight is people getting their panties in a bunch, just getting upset over the stupidest thing. I don't remember ever people getting upset over conversation.
Really? Because that's been going on for years now.
No, not when I was younger, not when I was maybe I just didn't see it, but I don't recall
people are definitely
anger.
much more. I mean, even if you go back to watching movies in like the 80s and early 90s, the approach of people was a lot more crass than it would be now. I mean, even like Disney movies, remember that Disney movie we watched it like 6 months ago and we're like, wow, that would never be made now. It was like the kid that goes to like fat camp.
Yeah,
like Ben Stiller's in it. And
yeah,
it's all like a bunch of fat kids.
Well, I mean, look at any movie from my childhood, your childhood.
Yeah.
It goes to show. What were we watching last night? We were watching something either last night or the night before, and I didn't make a comment to you because I was trying not to get into the conversation of that, because it always reverts to our political or our
what was it?
Our stance on something. We were watching a cartoon or a TV show or a movie or whatever it was. It was a little older. It
Not vague at all.
It was a couple days ago. It was an older. Oh, the Daryl.
Oh, Daryl.
Remember we were watching Daryl the other day,
Yeah.
and you're like, I don't remember this show. I don't remember this movie. It was from 85 or 86.
It was from 86, yeah.
And the 10-year-old boy, what was the nickname he called his sister? Hooky.
Hooky, yeah.
Because he thought she was a hooker because she would date different guys and hook up with them every night.
Yeah.
If you look at older movies like that, especially, that's a great example. That's how I was raised, because when that was 86. I was 10, 11 years old. I was the same age as those boys in that movie. Same age Mikey is now. You get mad at me for my little comments about life or people or things, but that's how I was raised. We called our sisters or our friends hookies or sluts or whores because they like to date different boys. And that was acceptable in 86, 87.
It's never acceptable.
Yes, it was.
It's just you got away with it more than you did now.
I disagree.
Okay. It's never acceptable to call like your own sister a slut.
It's always
just because
acceptable
you
to call your
feel
own sister
like
a
it.
slut, first of all.
You suffer from a severe case of only child syndrome.
Well,
Terrible.
that is true. Well, we know that. Terrible. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that. We definitely do have that problem. I do have only child syndrome. I apologize, but I can't change that. My mother took care of me too well.
So insincere. But anyway.
I'm so insincere about what?
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand my insincerity.
Of course you don't.
So what are you saying? I'm wrong?
So what I'm saying is, so what are we talking about?
I don't know yet.
Oh.
You kind of got upset with me when I told you what we were talking about.
Okay. Oh my God, Sean.
We can talk about the failure of CPS and how a 5-year-old boy, after
God,
17
that's a horrible
visits,
story. It's so sad.
17 visits from CPS to their house, the boy was found in a shallow grave, beat to death, after he told the doctors that he didn't think his mommy.
What is CPS supposed to do
hurt him.
when they go out and visit?
Well,
are they just supposed to take the kid? Because if If CPS just shows up and they're like, oh, we got a report of domestic violence here, we're just going to take all your kids, bye. And they just scoop up your kids and leave. I mean, there are some people where it's a bad call.
Well, the point of the story in
and
my
the
mind...
foster system is a terrible system. We all know that.
The point of the story in my mind, honestly, is the failure of government to protect you. And that's the angle that I take on this story, is the failure of government to protect you. When they tell you...
You want less government, but then a kid gets murdered and you want government to do better.
I want people to understand that it's not the government's job to protect you. No matter how much you want them to protect you, no matter how much you believe you're paying taxes for the government to protect you, that's not their job and that's not their concern. And that is the specific point proven in this case. You do not go to a home 17 different times. Now, listen, if they showed up at our house once and found some weed in this house or some illegal guns or anything along those lines, I think we would have a problem and they would take our kid from us immediately. But if you're beating your child to where you finally kill them, that's being ignored. The things that actually matter are being ignored.
What level of abuse on a child do you think is acceptable?
Basic discipline. I mean,
What
if you're
does that
spanking
mean?
your kid.
So what does that mean? So when CPS is going in there, what level is acceptable and what level have you crossed the line?
I don't know. When the child tells the doctor that I don't think mommy meant to hurt me, which is something that happened in this case, the child told the doctor, I don't think mommy meant to hurt me, but I have a bruise on my hip from her beating me with a belt. Maybe there's conversation that needs to be had at that point in time, at the minimum. You know, I mean, listen, I'm not Mr. Perfect.
They had conversation with them 17 times.
Right, and they still allowed
so what do you
child
think,
to die.
So what do you think should have happened?
I don't know, honey. Being anti-government, I don't know what I think should have happened. I think maybe the neighbors could have made a difference. I think maybe if the community wasn't afraid to step up and address a problem in front of them, maybe that wouldn't happen. But then again, I can pull the paper from today, our local paper, where a guy approached a guy for smacking his wife, and he got stabbed and died. He got stabbed in the leg to top it off. It's not like he stabbed him in the chest or something. He stabbed the guy in the leg. He just happened to hit an artery, and he died because he was defending a woman being assaulted by a man. Our societal problems and the inability to address those problems, the inability to...
Is the point that you're making is that it can't be prevented, nor can it be solved by government forces?
Let me ask you a question. Serious question.
Okay.
Do you ever fear me getting so angry that I assault you or our child to the level of death?
No.
Would you ever have that fear from me?
No.
Okay. Why is that?
Because I just don't. I just don't think you would ever do something like that.
Do I take any pharmaceutical drugs?
No.
I drink a decent amount.
Oh, you're like an alcoholic.
Okay. There might be other things that flow through every once in a while, but nothing major. Nothing that makes you afraid of me. I mean, I'm sure there's moments where I get kind of enraged, but do you ever fear me? And this is not a my size joke, guys, so don't be dickheads out there and go, well, he's just a tiny little guy.
Where are you
about
going with this?
I'm going with the fact that societally, and I honestly do believe that pharmaceutical interjection, I do believe that opioid interjection has caused more of a problem. If you look at this story that I'm talking about, it was here in Florida. A 5-year-old boy was found in a shallow grave. The parents were investigated multiple times for assault to this child.
Neglect, abuse.
Right. And you see these things happen. And then they try to spin people that smoke weed or people that are on antidepressants. There's always some kind of story to it. But you look at these people that were there, and there should have been clues that there was a problem. Just looking at them when they got arrested, looking at their booking photos. Now that the kid is dead, I mean, it's just, why are we allowing people like Joe Biden to run for president who wants to rub children and sniff their hair? I mean, this is our societal problem. And I've got a bunch of stories that go along this thought pattern, this idea that we are allowing the worst of the worst to be accepted in the society that we live in now, where I'm not saying you have to be God-fearing, because I'm not God-fearing at all. I'm not saying you have to be Mr. Perfect and that you can't make mistakes in life, because mistakes happen. But what I am saying is that as we watch the societal problems,
you want to see people holding their friends, neighbors, family to a higher accountability morally? Is that what you're saying?
I want to see law
see
enforcement
us steer into a higher moral ground.
There was a 20-something-year-old.
We've already established that law enforcement and government aren't preventing nor solving any sort of issues relating to death. They're just there to clear up the aftermath and arrest people and put them in jail.
Right. They can't stop crimes. That's not the job. Anybody that thinks law enforcement is there to stop crimes, you're completely mistaken. Law enforcement's job is to investigate crimes, to figure out what happened, why it happened, and to go find the people that are guilty. That's their basic job. I mean, that's really all it is.
They're just to seek out the
only people that can prevent crimes from happening.
Potential suspects.
Right. The only
it's really the court system that determines everything else. Or at least should.
Well, yeah. It's just one of those things that I watch. I got so many different stories on these different things that have been driving me nuts. I'm trying to pull it up here. I got hiccups. All of a sudden, it just kicked in. So that's why I'm kind of stuttering while I'm talking, because I'm trying to get the hiccups to go away.
So, last week when we were going to do the show, there was actually an article that I came across regarding an investigation into the Boy Scouts. And
the Boy Scouts.
They're not done with this just yet, but thus far in their investigation, and this is going back to the mid-90s, they have over 12,000 counts of sexual abuse and pedophilia within the Boy Scouts, with over 7,000 Boy Scout leaders, adult men, as being the accused involved. And they're not even finished, mind you, investigative report on all of this. To me, that's a staggering number. I probably would have guessed in the hundreds, but 12,000 plus.
It's ridiculous.
Good grief.
You look at the Catholic Church and the numbers of children that have been assaulted, injured, whatever from that situation, right? That's depressing and disheartening in and of itself, right? Just that number. At the different categories of things that the exact same thing happens, and we're concerned about teachers having sex with 16-year-old boys, or yeah, I know, Andy, they're sick and tired of that. I'll get into that again. Don't want you to start me. They're sick and tired of. Sorry, I got sidetracked there for a moment. This whole. Is it you? It's your mic.
I haven't done anything to it.
It was weird. Anyway, we're still working on it.
I'm sorry. We'll get it fixed eventually. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought because I was looking for something and I lost my total train of thought.
You were talking about pedophiles.
Oh, pedophiles, yeah. Those douchebags. There's just been a lot of that going around, too. Have you noticed that? The bus driver, that's right. Oh, the bus driver.
Yeah.
That one, I couldn't believe. 14-year-old girl raped, allegedly raped. Maybe she agreed to it and went back on it. Mm-hmm. Raped by a 20-something-year-old guy that drove her bus, and he got 10 years probation.
Because he confessed to it or something?
Some bullshit like that. Yeah. But I know somebody that was selling 3 pounds of weed, or got caught with 3 pounds of weed by the state, and the state put him on probation. And then after doing most of his probation time, the federal government came and said, oh, well, we want to know who you bought that from. And he went, no, I'm not going to tell you. And they put him in jail for 7 years. 7 years for 3 pounds of marijuana. And they went, well, you know what? We're going to assume that you bought 3 pounds of marijuana a year. So over 2 years period of time, we think you bought, or 3 pounds of marijuana a week, I'm sorry. So over 2 years period of time, we think you bought 375 pounds worth of weed. And that's what they charged him with. You still on over there?
Nope.
Well, everything sounds great.
Oh.
Where'd that... Did you hear that go?
I didn't touch anything or move, so...
Listen, we're having issues in the studio. I've got old computers.
Like, anything's new there.
I've got old computers running that shouldn't even be running still, honestly, that are running the broadcast. So if you're hearing weird noises, I hear them. Maybe you're not. Anyway, so this guy did 7 years in federal prison because he refused to roll over on the guy he bought 3 pounds of weed from. And they're still hassling him today.
Meanwhile, Johnny Rapist gets
10 years of
probation
for sexually assaulting and raping a 14-year-old girl. You got, I hate to go down the religious route, but you have people that we are supposed to look up to, respect, understand, believe in, expect support from. Yeah, confide in, that are raping children. And that's okay. You know, we get the debate of the Clintons. Not that I want to go down the conspiracy realm. You know, God, I could call a conspiracy theorist because I don't want to vaccinate my kid today. Should we get in the vaccine debate, honey? You want to do that one?
No, thanks.
That'd be a lot of fun, wouldn't it?
No, not really.
No, it wouldn't be a lot of fun because people are fucking stupid. Tired of stupid people. Aren't you tired of stupid people yet?
I'm always tired of stupid people.
And you live with one. Sorry. I mean, I don't try to take it out on you. You know that. It's just one of those things. Anyway. All right, what else we got here? I got a bunch of stuff. I'm sure I do.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? You got anything?
Well, you know, I had to deal with a car situation today, like in a weird frame of mind. And I think your stupid cold is like rubbing off on me.
You think? Yeah, I've been sick all week too, so I might have a little NyQuil or no, what am I taking?
You're just taking the Alka-Seltzer.
Alka-Seltzers, yeah. So I might be a little weird off of that. Who knows? I haven't taken enough of my other medicine today.
Oh.
It might be part of the problem. Maybe we should take a break.
Maybe.
Take a break, rewind, reset. 941-421-0401. You want to join us? Yes, I am a Twitch affiliate now. I can make money on Twitch, so if you want to, throw me a bit here or there.
So he can get a decent computer.
And what is up with your microphone?
I'm not touching it, so whatever it's doing. Do you see this? I'm not touching it.
I see you're not touching anything.
Okay.
The camera's on you. Everybody can see that.
All right. Well.
It's just weird. See? That's weird. This is your microphone, right? Turn that all out. Go ahead.
Oh. Stop. It's so weird.
Anyway. All right, guys. 941-421-0401. You want to join in the first 52, give us a call. We'll have more conversation. I've got more stuff to talk about. There's certain things that are disturbing me recently, and I don't know. I have no break set up. I have no computers. My main computer that I broadcasted the show from, it's not working anymore.
Said that like 50 times.
Am I frustrating you yet, honey?
Yeah.
I don't have anything set up. See, they're all blank. First break, blank.
Aw.
Second break, blank. So anyway.
Blankety blank blank blank.
Blankety blank blank blank. And to top it off, none of my drops or anything are on here yet. I didn't realize that until...
Aw. Joe ordered a sidewalk for just your yard only.
Oh, Joe, that's so nice of you.
That is nice.
That is nice. Why is this not working? I'll go to a break eventually here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading Joe's comment. I'm sorry. Anyway, one day we'll make this make sense. It doesn't happen today, but maybe one day. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
I just wanted to take the time, write this to you myself because I think you get a bum rap. People always got something negative to say about you, man. I don't get it. Man, you guys do a great job. We should be more appreciative. I can't believe people say you a hater just because we called for help and you came an hour later. Maybe you was extra busy stopping criminal acts. Some even said you pull people over because they black. All of y'all do a great job keeping your scope on us, and I refuse to believe you would plant some dope on us. They had to be wrong if you busted in their residence. They even lied and said you created fictional evidence. I gotta commend how you handle situations. Shot a youngster, beat his mama, and got a paid vacation. I know it's hard being you, so why would they question? In everything you do, we know it's all for our protection. Passing through our neighborhood, spying at night. Some consider it harassment and denying our rights. You had to have a good reason for attempting to hurt us, cause I know that y'all would never ever do it on purpose. Dear Mr. Policeman, why is everybody tripping? I just don't understand. I know you out here in the streets doing the best that you can. If I could meet you face to face, I would shake your hand. Dear Mr. Policeman, why is everybody tripping? I just don't understand. I know you out here in the streets doing the best that you can. If I could meet you face to face, I would shake your hand. Dear Mr. Policeman, them tickets you wrote for me costed over $1,000. Didn't think that I was speeding, but you got me because, and since I know you wouldn't tell a lie, I guess that I was kinda struggling, so to not pay them is threatening my freedom. Thanks for showing up to court to make sure I didn't beat them, and we don't make it easy when we see y'all coming. Instead of just letting you beat us, we be struggling and running. I know you hate it when we make you have to use that stick. And by the way, that taser and that pepper spray did the trick. I'm still walking funny, hope my vision kicks back in. I know that I was wrong, sir, I'll never jaywalk again. Somebody told me you was jealous cause that car was brand new. I said the police jealous? That can never be true. Maybe one day I can be as clever as you. You care about us, so you monitor whatever we do. Dear Mr. Policeman, why is everybody tripping? I just don't understand. I know you out here in the streets doing the best that you can. If I could meet you face to face, I would shake your hand. Dear Mr. Policeman, why is everybody tripping? I just don't understand. I know you out here in the streets doing the best that you can. If I could meet you face to face, I would shake your hand. Pardon me, Mr. Policeman. These cuffs are cutting off, the blood flow to my hands. It's amazing how you kicked that dude all in his face and beat the case, even though they had it all on tape. I know you love the people in the hood. How could you fake it? And that missing drug money, I know you didn't take it. I don't understand why people accuse you of hate. I know you only follow us to make sure that we safe. I saw 9 of y'all against 1, beating them brainless. That 65-year-old woman must have really been dangerous. Cleaning up the streets is your top priority. You qualify for this, why would we question your authority? You only working hard, following training. Why the hell all the Mexicans and blacks complaining? You gotta be the closest thing I Mr. Policeman, why is everybody tripping? I just don't understand. I know you out here in the streets doing the best that you can. If I could meet you face to face, I would shake your hand. Dear Mr. Policeman, why is everybody tripping? I just don't understand. I know you out here in the streets doing the best that you can. If I could meet you face to face, I would shake your hand.
September 11th, 2001, 19 men armed with box cutters directed by a man on dialysis in a cave fortress halfway around the world using a satellite phone and a laptop directed the most sophisticated penetration of the most heavily defended airspace in the world, overpowering the passengers and the military combat-trained pilots on 4 commercial aircraft before flying those planes wildly off course for over an hour without being molested by a single fighter interceptor. These 19 hijackers, devout religious fundamentalists who like to drink alcohol, snort cocaine, and live with pink-haired strippers, managed to knock down 3 buildings with 2 planes in New York. While in Washington, a pilot who couldn't handle a single-engine Cessna was able to fly a 757 in an 8,000-foot descending 270-degree corkscrew turn to come exactly level with the ground, hitting the Pentagon and the Budget Analyst Office where DoD staffers were working on the mystery of the $2.3 trillion that Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld had announced missing from the Pentagon's coffers in a press conference the day before, on September 10th, 2001. Luckily, the news anchors knew who did it within minutes.
Osama bin Laden.
The pundits knew within hours.
Osama bin Laden.
The administration knew within the day.
Terrorists who committed these acts and those who harbor them.
And the evidence literally fell into the FBI's lap.
That a hijacker's passport was found blocks from the World Trade Center crash site, if you can believe that.
But for some reason, a bunch of crazy conspiracy theorists demanded an investigation into the greatest attack on American soil in history. That investigation was delayed, underfunded, set up to fail, a conflict of interest, and a cover-up from start to finish. It was based on testimony extracted through torture, the records of which were destroyed. It failed to mention the existence of WTC-7, Able Danger, P-TECH, Sibel Edmonds, OBL and the CIA, and the drills of hijacked aircraft being flown into buildings that were being simulated at the precise same time that those events were actually happening. It was lied to by the Pentagon, the CIA, the Bush administration, and as for Bush and Cheney, well, no one knows what they told it because they testified in secret, off the record, not under oath, and behind closed doors. It didn't bother to look at who funded the attacks because that question is ultimately of little practical significance. Still, the 9/11 Commission did brilliantly answering all of the questions the public had, except most of the victims' family members' questions, and pinned blame on all the people responsible, although no one so much as lost their job, determining the attacks were
failure of imagination.
Because
nobody in our government, at least, and I don't think the prior government that could envision flying airplanes into buildings.
Except the Pentagon, FEMA, NORAD, and the NRO. The DIA destroyed 2.5 terabytes of data on Able Danger, but that's okay because it probably wasn't important. The SEC destroyed their records on the investigation into the insider trading before the attacks, but that's okay because destroying the records of the largest investigation in SEC history is just part of routine record keeping. NIST has classified the data that they used for their model of WTC-7's collapse, but that's okay because knowing how they made their model of the collapse would jeopardize public safety. The FBI has argued that all material related to their investigation of 9/11 should be kept secret from the public, but that's okay because the FBI probably has nothing to hide. This man never existed, nor is anything he had to say worthy of your attention, and if you say otherwise, you are a paranoid conspiracy theorist and deserve to be shunned by all of humanity. Likewise him, and her. And her, and her, and him. Osama bin Laden lived in a cave fortress in the hills of Afghanistan, but somehow got away. Then he was hiding out in Tora Bora, but somehow got away. Then he lived in Abbottabad for years, taunting the most comprehensive intelligence dragnet employing the most sophisticated technology in the history of the world for a decade, releasing video after video with complete impunity and getting younger and younger as he did so, before finally being found in a daring SEAL team raid which wasn't recorded on video, in which he didn't resist or use his wife as a human shield, and in which these crack special forces operatives panicked and killed this unarmed man, supposedly the best source of intelligence about those dastardly terrorists on the entire planet. Then they dumped his body in the ocean before telling anyone about it. Then a couple dozen of that team's members died in a helicopter crash in Afghanistan. This is the story of 9/11, brought to you by the media which told you the hard truths about
His hip could be seen to move violently forward.
And
they took the babies out of the incubators.
And
mobile production facilities.
And
the rescue of Jessica Lynch.
If you have any questions about this story, you are a batshit paranoid tinfoil dog-abusing baby hater and will be reviled by everyone. If you love your country and or freedom, happiness, rainbows, rock and roll, puppy dogs, apple pie, and your grandma, You will never, ever express doubts about any part of this story to anyone. Ever. This has been a public service announcement by the Friends of the FBI, CIA, NSA, DIA, SEC, NSM, White House, NIST, and the 9/11 Commission. Because ignorance is strength.
Unleash the rage, smash the padlocks and get out of the cage. Now we're on the run and we can't escape. It's like everywhere you go, you get caught on tape. The eyes are watching, they're looking for you. We walk under the radar, they took us for fools. They want to beef on security, bring more heat. I pull a NWA, man, fuck the police. Now I'm the bad guy, top of the list. Getting followed by spots cause the government's pissed. Open hands, fingers shaking like no Jews don't. Holding ice click down, I know you won't. It's freedom of speech, so I'm using it well. There's no heaven on earth, so I'm bringing it to hell.
Dope. Yep. Welcome back to First 62, RazRadioLive.com, Salty Talk Radio. Wherever else you might be able to find us right now. I don't even know where you can find us because nothing's working well, but that's okay. We're gonna deal with it. Right, honey?
Yeah.
You good?
Yep.
I know you're frustrated with me. I can be very frustrating. I understand that. I am your husband. I know what I am.
Okay.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
I haven't been feeling well.
No shit.
It hasn't been a very pleasant couple days.
Okay.
I get it.
Okay, let's move on though from all that. Let's not dwell.
Well, that's part of life. That's part of what our show's about, is just discussing what our life is.
Okay.
And today was not, the moment we wanted to be in. Kind of frustrating.
But we're gonna do a show anyway.
People are frustrating me. I get frustrated easily.
Spend 2 hours talking about
Sidewalks?
sidewalks.
It's not even sidewalks at this point in time. You realize that, right? I know you realize that. I don't have to explain that to you. It's not even
No
sidewalks.
dip.
It's the whole idea behind the conversation of the sidewalks. That's frustrating. And that people that don't understand social media.
You have successfully transitioned into your father.
Wow. Wow. I love my father to death. Don't get that wrong. I know. I get very irritated. You know what? It's like chemtrails. It's like 9/11. I get irritated on stupid things. And when I make a really simple comment, which is what I thought I made, a very simple comment, like,
Let it go,
really,
Sean.
is this what we're discussing
Let it
still?
go.
And somebody's like, move on, or this is your last warning. Motherfucker, you don't even know how to run a social media site.
Move on. Leave
You
it
have no
alone.
clue how social media works and how the debate and the discussion that is going to be drawn up is going to happen. And you want to worry about your fucking little pussy worries of this little environment around us. Grow out of your little sheltered bullshit retired life and realize that people are going to get mad about things and you're going to be dead before the fucking sidewalks are built. So shut up and move on and let the people that are going to be here living once you're gone deal with it. Because you won't be paying those taxes because your dumb ass is going to be dead. Does that make sense now, fucker? Sorry. It's just so frustrating. It's so angry. And they're not listening to this. I mean, you know that. It's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating to watch people that are grown-ass adults, 60, 70-year-old adults that can't have a conversation and get mad because you go against our viewpoint. And that's all that comment was. I'm getting a warning for making a smart-ass comment on a Facebook page of our community. And it's because people are uptight and stupid and can't take fucking jokes. I wasn't insulting anybody. I wasn't being mean to anybody. I was making a fucking joke about the stupidity of a conversation about sidewalks. That's what's frustrating. It's like the stupid person in front of me today at the stoplight, or not even a stoplight, at the stop sign, that I had to drive around because I couldn't figure out how to drive their car into the egress of other traffic. It's stupid. I see your face, and you're mad at me. I get it. What?
I'm not mad. It's just like, are we just gonna just complain? Is that what we're doing now?
This is our show, and nobody wants to talk about conspiracies. Nobody wants to talk about vaccines. You know, I'm an idiot because I don't want to vaccinate my kid after he was vaccine injured. But I have no scientific backing behind why our kid was injured, because we chose not to vaccinate our kid because he was injured. But I'm wrong, and I'm a fucking freak that doesn't know what he's talking about, even though our son was injured. I'm just kind of frustrated in general, honey. I think that's been
These
proven.
are comments coming from people that you don't know that are 20-some years old, and it doesn't matter, Sean. Like we discussed earlier, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. If they want to go load up their kids with 6+ vaccinations, have the fuck at it if that's what makes you feel better. That's not any of my business. Just leave me alone about what I want to do with my own life and my own children.
Well, that's one of the most important things.
Okay, but don't let these old people get you all worked up. And you have more important things to focus on anyway.
I know.
So let's not get all bent out of shape about this nonsense, okay?
I know it's stupid, honey. I get it. I know it's stupid.
Well, you're getting way bent out of shape about it.
I do.
So.
It frustrates the fuck out of me. And I'm calling Joe because he was trying to call. Joe, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Calm down, you old fart.
Right?
Am I getting that? Do I sound like one of the old
Yeah.
farts or what?
Yeah.
Like, what?
No. I was in your boat too, and I got banned from that site, man. Because I told one of them to friggin' buy some bigger Depends because it's putting a damper on their twat. It's making them back up.
Well, see, Joe's on my side with it. See,
But
honey?
Joe, from my perspective, right?
I am
he's
trying to start a
started
business.
a handyman
yes.
business, and this is the community that we live in. So shitting
Yeah,
all
I
over
bet.
everyone and calling them old and saying their opinions don't matter because they're gonna die soon is probably not.
I mean, it's
a
facts. I mean, let's be honest. It's
fantastic
fact.
Well, it's the whole sidewalk issue goes along the lines, and I know, Lexi, you don't want to talk about the sidewalks, and it goes along the lines with if you belong to other groups, you'll see that an accident happens, right there by Home Depot. That happens probably once a month, twice a month, whatever.
Once a week. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you know the accidents that always happen right there at what is it, David, and right there at in 776.
Right. Yeah, I know what you're
It
talking.
happens all the time. All right. So there's any intersection that has a massive accident more than once a month, you'll always see them say, "Oh, we got to put a stoplight there." Really? No, it's not the fact that we need a stoplight. It's people pulling out because they're only looking one way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they only look towards the left. They don't look to the right.
I had a
So they
guy
pull
that
out
ran
and
right
slam.
into the back of me at one point one day.
Same situation.
He was looking at the traffic
Mm-hmm.
about to clear and went to just go, even though I was in front of him and wasn't going
And that was
yet.
10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what?
that's
Listen,
what I
our
put-
traffic here has gotten, and I know people are like, "Oh, you guys are talking about return to traffic." It's gotten bad. It's got to the point, as locals here, as people that live in this community, it's gotten bad. I mean, there's been a lot of unneeded deaths, recently, right here in our own town, of people just not paying attention, not doing what they should be doing. You honey,
Yeah.
I know you got frustrated with me today when we were driving back here, but it's the
Again,
it's
you
the
allow-
intellectual
you
level of the people
allow
behind cars.
Bad drivers to get you all worked up, and then it gets you all in a hissy fit.
And I drive bad because I get pissed off. Right.
That's not safe.
I agree.
I don't
I'm
want to be
not-
in the car with you when you're like that.
Well, you have to be if you're already in there. So I'm sorry about your luck.
Shit.
I mean, but
Might be better off just jumping out.
I don't know about that. As fast as I was driving today, probably not. It would have been a good idea. But it's like idiots.
So
It's-
your car break down?
No, we took it to Kia. We had some issues that needed to be dealt with. Nothing major. But coming back,
issues. There was a nail in the tire this morning.
Right, and then
I called them because there was nitrous in the tire, and I'm like, "Can I put air in it for the time being till I can get it there?"
We've been told that if you put air in a nitrous tire, that the mixture of the two will deteriorate the tire. So we had to we wanted to ask them before we did it. So they said, "Yeah, go ahead, put the air in, bring it here." Go ahead, honey. Caught her mid-drink.
Anyways, the patch didn't work, so they had to replace the tire, and then they were taking hours. So we're like, what the F? Because at this point, we had been there a while. We were starving.
A while.
And they came up and they were like, oh no, we're doing this system update on you have a lifetime warranty on it, no matter whether you keep it or you pass it down to somebody else or sell it, it's good for the life of the car. I was like, oh, shit, cool.
It's always good when that kind of stuff happens. I mean,
Didn't cost anything.
Yeah, $0, new tire.
It's just like being there all day sucks.
Update on we were there till 3 o'clock almost.
I know when we bought ours, man, we got there at 9 a.m. and we didn't leave until I didn't leave until after lunch. So when we bought the car, but that's the hassle of buying a new car.
Well, this wasn't even buying it. This wasn't even buying it. This wasn't even buying it. This was an issue we found in the long run that ended up being, because it's only got 4,000 miles on it, the tire was covered under warranty still. So it's nice, you look at that and you go, yeah. There was a few other things that arised that are going to be taken care of, but the fact that they sent us to lunch.
Nitpicky shit,
yeah. I don't know. I'm just so frustrated. I'm getting to be that old guy.
That was cool. Shout out to Kia in Port Charlotte, because they had somebody come,
the huge guy,
pick us up and take us to lunch, which was great.
They dropped us off at the restaurant,
forever.
picked us up from the restaurant. It was definitely a good thing. I mean,
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I do like that. I do like that place, man. They sent us a Christmas card this year.
Oh, that's
I don't remember
nice.
when you guys bought your car. Oh, you bought it after Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, just no, right before
the first week of January.
Right before Christmas we bought it. We got the cruise. We're going on the cruise.
Yeah, it was the first week of January.
Cruise with Huge.
Okay.
Yeah, make sure you take that airborne stuff, man. Come back and have all kinds of asinine diseases from that shit.
Yeah, that really doesn't concern me too much. I'm more worried about her motion sickness.
Airborne and motion sickness patches.
I'll take my colloidal silver and I'll be all right.
All right, so like the week after the cruise, you're gonna do your first show and you'll be like,
I'm sick.
He's gonna have the plague.
I got the plague right now, and I don't know who I got it from.
You do
but
not have the plague.
I might have
you
the
have
plague.
A cold.
I don't feel well.
You have a kid in school, man. That's where you got it from.
No, this is definitely a fucking. I got a cold. Like this was, honey. You know me. My wife will tell you I got an actual cold. I didn't drink anything for a whole day. I had no alcohol for one whole day.
That's proof.
That's proof I was sick.
He's not well.
Yeah, if I can't drink alcohol, there's something wrong with
I'm really questioning our friendship because I can drink sick or not. I had the flu last year and I was sick and I still friggin' woke up every couple hours and had a beer.
When I don't. The true time I don't feel well, when you really know I don't feel well, I don't have any alcohol. I'll still smoke, but I have no alcohol. I just kind of chill out. I don't touch it. I don't want it. That's when you really, really, really know that I'm truly sick. Like, there's no argument to it. There's no discussion about it. I don't feel well, and I'm done. And that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And she knows that.
I'll tell you what. I was, you know me, a lot of times, I'll come over to your house and, we're drinking like on a Friday night, and I really won't drink alcohol. But you'll know when I've had a bad day. I told my wife, I said, I'm coming home and drinking 2 shots of Jameson.
Putting some away, yep. Yeah, no,
I did.
Like my wife said, I'm an alcoholic. I mean, I drink a lot, and I'm not going to, I will never deny that. That's, see, it's building up again. Hear it?
Yeah,
I'm right there with you, man. I'm the same way, man. There's always beer in my refrigerator, but you're functioning. That's just it. You don't have to get up and crack one open just before you have your first pot of coffee. And then,
no, I have to have the coffee first.
Oh no!
It goes coffee, weed, beer. This is how it happens. I mean, let's be honest here. That's my morning ritual. No, that's not really. I'm joking. It's, what I say.
Yeah, we had one guy that used to work with us, man. He would not eat lunch. He had to have a beer, and then after lunch it was nap time because he would like slam like 6 or 7 beers at lunchtime. I mean, we're not talking. Oof.
Yeah, no, I'm like a beer at lunch. Maybe 2 if it's a good day, and I'm good. I can move on for the rest of my day. So I mean that's not too bad.
If I go to lunch and I said, I'm gonna have, maybe I'll have one, but it's like occasion. It's not like I gotta have a beer at lunch. If I have to go to like a sit down restaurant or something like that, then yeah, maybe I might have a beer or something. But whatever.
No, I have to have a beer at lunch. That's for sure. I'm not gonna argue that one. That's my normal
All right,
thing.
Man, well, stay away from the old biddies in Rotunda here, and don't let them get to you. They have nothing better to do.
I will, Joe. You know that, man. I listen. Like I said to Lexi, I get fired up on these things, but I'm not the guy that's going to be rude or disrespectful. Like, I kind of got mad because this guy was accusing me of being rude and disrespectful when, I was just sharing my opinion. And opinion is not rude and disrespectful. You may not like the opinion, and that's kind of what we promote and talk about on the show here. You don't like what I say doesn't mean it's rude or disrespectful. You just don't like it. And that's okay for you not to like it. But where is it saying that I can't say it? Or why should it be censored from the site because it's not something you're okay with? That's where I get angry.
Sarcasm and humor don't translate well in text. And they don't understand that. And, if I were to post something that you kind of like were like, oh, well, that's not right, and you were to put some kind of witty comment on it, like, I would know you were joking.
Right. I put a smiley face or something,
Yeah. But I know you personally, so it's not like, hey, but some of these old biddies, they don't know the internet. They were raised, on a typewriter or... Hell, probably some of them were freaking scribing in stone at one point in their life, and they just don't understand that they get on there to gossip and all this other stuff, and it's just they don't understand the translation. They don't understand what LOL means half the time because they'll say something serious and then put LOL thinking, oh, that means lots of love. Bullshit.
No, it means you're funny as fuck and you're a dumbass, but hey, I still love you. That's what it means. And people, Maybe that's my problem. Joe, you understand me. You've known me for a few years. Maybe that's the problem. They don't understand my way of thinking. They don't understand my comical sense. I try to do things in a manner that it's insulting. I understand I can be very brash. I can be very insulting sometimes. But I am the furthest person from somebody who is going to be disrespectful to somebody. Or, I know these old ladies like me. I don't mean that rudely, but, I think I come across as a trustworthy type person. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I do. I understand that completely. It's just, they just don't understand me. They've moved down here recently, and they want to get into this community, and they don't understand whatever isn't a priority around here. We got other things to worry about, in this area. So screw them. Don't let them get to you, man.
It's frustrating. And it goes with the whole political debate in general. I got yelled at by anti-vaccine people or pro-vaccine people today about vaccinations. I think you and I have a little bit of a discrepancy on that conversation, but I think we can get through it. I don't think you would insult me because I'm anti-vaccine and you might be more on the pro side, but I don't think that's an issue.
I'm not anti, I'm not pro. I'm just like, if you want to do it, do it. You just got to do your research on it.
Know what you're doing.
Yeah, my kids are vaccinated. but I don't have a say in it. And I tried to go that anti-route, and I didn't have a say. So whatever, I don't care. I'm not going to fight about it. I'm not going to argue with you about it. I listen to your side of it, many times. You've listened, and I've agreed with you. Hey, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it.
Right. And our son, I mean, one thing people don't ever realize when they get mad at me or her when we get in these conversations is our son actually got injured from it. And that's what drove us away from wanting to vaccinate him, was what we dealt with when he had an injury, when he...
Yeah, and...
it's a hard thing to deal with. People don't realize that.
You guys told us that story, I don't know, what is it, New Year's. Hey, more power to you, man. I'm not going to complain. Whenever your son comes over here, the only thing he gets vaccinated with is a bunch of Nerf darts.
That's just all he should have. Make him roll around on the ground every once in a while if you have to. But it's one of those
I don't
things.
clean up the dog shit, so he builds up an immune system in my yard. So whatever.
Make him lick it up. It's okay. I'm all right with that.
I did that to my little brother, and I watched how violently ill he got. So we're good.
Yeah, well, it's what it is. Anyway, Joe, I appreciate the phone call, my friend. Keep in mind,
all right, man.
We got lots of things going on here. Joe, we're talking about the community. You live in the community. We're gonna do in the next couple weeks. We're gonna do a what's the boat thing? The yacht club. We're gonna do a cleanup in the canals here. So we're gonna take a bunch of boats out, and we're gonna do some cleanup. So I might be driving one of the boats. If you want to be involved and help us out, I can get a nice crew together, and we'll do some cleanup in the community. That's what matters. You want to make a change in your community? Don't argue about fucking sidewalks. Argue about what you're going to do to make it better. How can you fix it? How can you clean it up? How can you make it flow better? That's what I want to. That's the discussion and the argument I want to have. I don't want to have an argument about not putting sidewalks in, or are we going to put sidewalks in? Let's have the discussion about why should we put the sidewalks in. Yeah, solutions. That's what the show has always been about, is solutions.
Find a solution.
It's hard to find solutions, but maybe that's what we have to do.
People get so lost in arguing that they forget that the whole purpose in addressing something in the first place
is to find a solution.
To find a solution.
It's so frustrating, isn't it?
Well, it's what makes the world govern, I guess.
I know.
All right, man. Well, let me know. I'm down for it. I'm sure Susanna's down for it too. So.
Yeah. It's just a cleanup in general, and we'll do it on our own roads here. Between Caddy and Annapolis, we can just do a family walk cleanup day where we take a bunch of trash cans and pick up trash. It doesn't have to be.
It's not that bad around here, really. But
no, it's not. But it's it has to be organized and done.
I guess especially on Tuesdays.
A lot of stuff collects out there.
Mm-hmm.
Water collects all the trash at the end.
Yep. So.
Well, it's because everything washes from the streets into the canal.
Yeah.
That's where all that water comes from.
Yep.
Yeah, and the wind blows.
So whatever gets dropped. Yep. Oh, all right, guys. You have fun. I'll talk to you later.
All right, Joe. We'll talk soon, buddy. Have a good one.
All right. See you. You too.
So the first 52, we're still here. We're still talking. We're just figuring it out. I love you guys. I get so frustrated over stupid things, and for the years of doing the show that I've done, Lexi and I have done, it's just, you get burnt out, I guess. Maybe the topic of conversation gets burned out. The vaccine argument gets burned out. The chemtrail argument gets burned out. The taxation arguments get burned out. Like, how do you continue to make these things relevant? Make these things conversations you want to have, but still do something. You know what I mean, honey?
What are you saying? You've run your course?
No, I don't think I've run my course. I
You've said everything you have to say.
Yeah, I guess maybe I have run my course. I don't want to keep reiterating the same damn thing.
So last week when we were doing this show, I was excited to talk about this story. And it is a little bit off the beaten path of what we normally talk about. But I thought it was interesting. And it's about this Bitcoin couple, which if you've been listening to the show, you've heard Dave rant about Bitcoin for the longest time. Well, these people mined Bitcoin for years. They made a pretty good penny on it. And they're a couple. They live out in Thailand. And they decided to take their money and build...
Live offshore.
Right. They built what's called a seastead. It's a floating home.
New big thing going on right now, by the way.
It's actually really cool. It's all...
it's a houseboat, really, is all it is.
It's a little bit different from a houseboat, but kinda. I'll share it to Twitter so you can see what it looks like. But it's a United States citizen and a Thai national that are a married couple. They decided to put the structure and anchor it about 12 nautical miles outside of Thailand. And they were out there for quite some time. And then Thai authorities came in, raided the platform, and basically they're calling for... And Thailand considers this to be basically... They're calling them... let me find it here. They're saying that they've breached Section 119 of Thai Criminal Code, which refers to the intent to impact the sovereignty or deteriorate the independence of the state. By being on a floating structure outside of Thailand, mind you. The complaint was filed against them as there is evidence showing that they have publicly invited people on social media to stay at the site, which is adjacent to territorial waters, and they have laws to deal with this. It affects our sovereignty, said the 3rd Naval Area Commander. So, the couple saying, this is ridiculous, we've lived on a floating houseboat for a few weeks now, and Thailand wants us killed. Which is true. So, Thailand's answer to this is to call to have them murdered.
Well,
they... for all the public's knowledge... And they do not want people having floating homes anywhere in the ocean, especially 12 miles outside of Thailand. Apparently,
it's a transgression to their sovereignty. That's part of the problem that they have with that. Is that's what it is. It's a little transgression to their sovereignty. If you can live there for free, they can't tax you. They can't charge you. Then you have now become a problem to their sovereignty, to their sovereign nation.
Yeah.
And that's the argument they're making on that.
Well, the Thai Navy is sending out a ship to dismantle and sink the structure.
Sad.
And
very sad. Just a sad thing.
Yeah.
Nobody's house should be destroyed because a government doesn't agree with the way they're living, and we see that. It's we talk about these conspiracies that you and I have always looked at and talked about, right? And it's scary at the level of how the ones we talk about have come to fruition. Doesn't mean we're right, but we talk about specific things, and then a year, 2 years later, they're saying, "Yeah, this is what we're doing. We're actually spying on you and your internet sites, and don't worry about it." But we were right. 6 years ago, we were talking about that.
It's not about being right or wrong.
It is about being right or wrong.
It's the fact that they constructed a very livable.
It does matter right or wrong, though. I'm sorry, it does. It does matter.
It's not infringing on anything. It's a very economical and very earth-friendly way to live, what they did. They made everything really sustainable. And they're not technically in anyone's territory. They're basically in free water, you know, and that scares any kind of government that's close enough to approach that. Because if you have enough people doing that, you know, they lose control completely.
You don't need to be in free water, though.
That's the whole thing that has to be addressed.
The problem is you don't need to be in free water because there are states that fine you or tax you for collecting rainwater. That's happening in states. If you have barrels set up at the end of your gutters,
I'm aware. Yeah.
You're getting in trouble for that. So this goes into that full aspect of it. It's not just this one situation.
That's what I'm saying. It's scaring governments because they're like, oh no, how do I collect my paycheck if I can't tax you for things? And you've completely made a whole self-sustaining thing for yourself, and now you're showing plans and teaching other people how to do this.
So the point shows that we don't need government. Government's not needed is what's happening with.
These people need to be backed because they've discovered a lifestyle that makes sense. It's a shift that we're going to have to make. I mean, resources are dwindling. We are going to have to figure out alternative ways of living eventually, especially for our children.
We've been saying that since the 1960s.
Yeah, well,
we're fine still. We're still living our way. Are we still surviving today?
We are.
All right, then.
Currently.
Then maybe that was all a bunch of bullshit
it's not
to make you spend money and us spend money on things that we don't really need. Maybe that's just all a big scheme.
It's not all a big scheme.
It's not. You don't know. It's not. Do you have evidence it's not a big scheme? Please present your evidence that it's not a big scheme. Because I'd be willing to bet that climate change and global warming and global climate differences happening is all just a big bullshit scheme to make money off the poor and keep us struggling. Just my thought.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, we have many different species that have gone completely extinct in the past 50 years. Over 70% of the rainforests have gone completely extinct in the past 50 years. We are mowing down the planet rapidly and more rapidly as each year passes. So there are things that we are doing.
So what would be the
what they're doing?
What would be the solution to solve that problem? Eliminate human beings. Eliminate human beings would be the solution.
Or what these brilliant human beings figured out how to do, to be self-sustaining, to do a water and solar powered home that's not infringing on that's not creating any sort of footprint.
I say kill
that
all
made sense.
Humans.
What they're doing.
Kill all humans is the best solution.
Well, you're thinking like a politician.
Well, because they're aliens, so yeah, I would agree with that. Because they're not human.
You don't have to worry about
that. You know the
they're
funniest thing?
Working on that according to you.
The
with
funniest
their chemtrails and their vaccines.
The funniest
and
thing
their
I
foods
saw.
And everything else.
I saw a post this week, and it completely got me like mesmerized. I was just like, yep, I believe in that post, and it was talking about the Roswell incident, the original alien landing, right?
Yeah, that was a joke meme.
That was not a joke meme. I believe that meme 100%.
Oh, don't
Sorry.
say that.
No, I do.
Okay.
I honestly think that Hillary is a fucking alien, and her husband is an alien, and all the people born at that time were aliens that were actually manufactured to be douchebags to destroy our world.
Or maybe they're actually human beings and they're just bad people.
That's
and we don't
just
need
as bad
an
as
alien
aliens.
Theory for that.
Well, maybe we should just kill them then. Oh, can I say that? I might go to jail if I say that. Kill the Clintons.
You're gonna end up on the
kill all the Clintons. Will I go to jail for
Hillary
that?
death list. I wish you wouldn't.
I might already be on the death list, you know.
You probably are.
Really? I think I am.
On the Hillary death list?
Kill that fucking cunt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not necessary.
Did I say that out loud?
She's not going to waste her time listening to a show like this.
I know. She should. She might actually learn something. That her husband and her are evil bitches that are murdered millions of people. But that's okay. Dirty bitch.
On this week's episode of Sean's
Go suck another dick, you'll be
Scotch.
alright. I'm not drunk on scotch. I'm not even drunk, honestly.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Those goddamn sidewalks,
Sure
though.
thing.
I'll tell you what.
Wow.
Andy will never have me on his ENG show.
No. Is he listening right now?
He might be. I don't know. Andy, you listening?
Lord have mercy on your soul. Yeah, no. You can't. You can't be on some
I'm sorry,
community
JJ.
page.
I'm trying, JJ. It's a failure.
What did
I
he
need-
say?
I
Get
need
it together,
new
man.
computers.
You're being ridiculous.
I'm horrible. I suck.
Fix your microphone stand.
My limp microphone stand is really not a display of my life, I promise. Although you might argue differently.
Oh my god. This is so sad. Was he like, this is awful? I hate
So
my
sad.
life right now.
No, you said that. He didn't say that. He actually said it's a great show.
Oh my
I
god.
just wish it wasn't echoing on Twitch. Right, JJ? That's what you said, right?
Aw.
Tell her. Don't lie to her, you motherfucker. Lie like you do a lot. Don't do it.
I'm not
I'm
on
telling
Twitch
you.
right now.
Don't lie. Don't do it. JJ, I'm talking to you.
So this is hilarious, right? So there was this guy, and it was up in Plant City, Florida, and I came across this. It
You
was,
met a guy in Plant City? I'm
no,
sorry.
it's a post.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Actually, I did live in Plant City briefly.
Yeah, briefly.
Back when I was a kid. But
Kick you out of the strawberry fields, didn't they?
anyways, he put some lights on his car, and he decided to do this so that he could plow
Was
through
he
traffic.
American or
when it was-
Spanish? Yeah. Oh, that douche. Yeah.
He's a good old white boy.
Yeah.
He's from the Rednet Network.
He's from the stupid white man point of view.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
So-
this really doesn't register average white man, but unfortunately, this is the average white man.
So he puts red and blue lights on his SUV, and he did it because he got sick of getting stuck in traffic all the time.
Goddamn snowbirds!
But there was a car in front of him that was irking him, so he put his lights on and had every intention of pulling this car over. Lo and behold, it's an undercover cop who then called in more authorities to have him pulled over, and then he had to explain.
Dumbass. You know, and I just got that alert you just heard was actually a story that
Homeboy went to jail. But
has perplexed me, honey. Do you realize that they're taking the Charlotte County helicopter? All right, that's Air One,
right?
Blue Thunder helicopter that they fly around Charlotte County here.
Yes, yeah.
And they've decided that boat theft is such a problem, which I didn't realize boat theft was such a problem here in our community, that they're going to start patrolling the waterways and the marinas with the air unit. Now keep in mind, we're talking about $2,000 to $4,000 an hour to fly that helicopter. That's probably a low estimate. So we're going to fly
Wait,
this.
you don't know for sure, you're just throwing numbers out?
No, I've got a good idea. It's probably $2,000 to $4,000 an hour to fly
sure?
that. Yeah, I'm pretty damn sure on that one.
I'll call and find out.
Well, yeah, please call the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. You know what? You want to do it right now, live on air?
No thanks.
No, I can do that. Watch
No,
this.
thank you.
Ready? No, it's
No,
they
thank
can't
you.
they can't track it to us because it's
No,
a
thank
Skype
you.
number,
I
so it
don't
comes
want
through
to.
California. So I can literally
don't
call the
want to.
non-emergency number and say, how much does it cost to fly that helicopter? I was just curious.
Yeah,
I'll
because the person
enter
picking up on the other end's going to be like, oh yeah, let me, click, 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 click. Oh yeah, here we go, click, 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 click. Yeah, you're right. It'll run about $2,000 to $4,000 an hour to run a helicopter.
If anybody out there has any disagreements on me on that number, I would encourage you to reach out and tell me you think that number is off. I would like to know. Tweet me,
I would
Facebook
say
me.
daily, probably $2,000 to $4,000 a day.
No, it's $2,000 to $4,000 an hour.
That's excessive.
JJ, do you have an opinion on that? I see you on Twitch. Give me your opinion. $2,000 to $4,000 an hour. Is that right? Accurate? Do you think?
Why would
Anybody
somebody
else?
know that? Why would someone need to know that?
Because people that pay attention to government expenses.
Okay, so
would-
you have a problem with this also, I take it.
Yeah, well, yes, I do. Because why can't a cop car drive through the marina instead of flying a helicopter over it? Because we're talking about a 1,500% decrease in cost. by having a cop drive through the marina than having a helicopter fly over.
Just one cop to go see all the marinas in Charlotte County.
Sure, why not? Explain to me why that's all fake.
Oh, Sean.
Now, John said probably. I don't know why there's no video there,
I mean,
JJ. I'm sorry.
Listen, what else are they going to use the helicopter for other than like high-speed police chases, which, let's face it, are not happening around here?
You'd be surprised the amount of high-speed police chases that happen here.
That require a helicopter.
Wow.
Hello?
He said,
Earth to Sean.
JJ said Osceola County, Osceola County uses their helicopter 24/7.
Okay.
So we're talking $1,000 an hour to fly something 24/7. I'm telling you, JJ, $1,000 an hour. Would you agree with that? That's all
you
I'm
guys
asking.
can't make up numbers and be like, do you agree? Oh, this guy agrees.
That's how conspiracies
Must be
work.
true.
I'm sorry, that's how the conspiracy theories
Oh my
work.
God.
We make up shit, and then the government makes up shit, and then
Nonsense.
we just do whatever we're going to do.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
That's speculation,
Bullshit.
basically.
Bullshit. It's actually facts proven on numbers.
Okay, but you
It's
have
not
to have the
speculation.
actual numbers first
Well,
to work.
I mean, and Sick Pirate, which is Joe, he said CCSO, which is Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, also uses their helicopter to fight fires.
Well, yeah, they should use it for that.
You think?
Yeah, because there are some fire departments that do not have access to that. It's the quickest way to put a fire out.
Okay, I'm not going to argue that. I really can't.
That's a
Good thing.
solid use for that kind of machinery.
You know what's really...
Also, I would love to fly a helicopter.
Yeah,
I have that job.
I would love to fly a helicopter too. I don't know what's going on with the Twitch. I'm sorry, guys. Blank screen. It's just what it is. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up tonight. I know it's not the full 2 hours, but I'm just done.
Okay. Noticeable.
I'm frustrated. I don't have everything set up properly. Why are you giggling over there?
Because I'm pretty sure you say that every show. Let's get it together, right? Because all week I've been like, how is it in there? Is everything cool?
If you're going to shit out money,
Are
then
we
we
all
can get it
good?
together.
You know, I'm not. No.
Okay, well then we can't get it together. We need a little money to get it together.
Okay, well then I don't know what to tell you, Sean.
That's the way this works, guys.
I don't know what to tell you.
Go to teespring.com/Raz Radio. Buy a shirt, buy a hat, buy a t-shirt, buy something. That helps me. I can make this better. I can actually do what I need to do. That's how it works. Otherwise, we're just going to continue to do what we do.
Needs to upgrade.
Don't call me upgrade. Idiocracy is close, but we're not there yet. And my name is not Upgrade. All right?
I said you need to upgrade. Calm down. I just
I'm not
said
your
it.
pimp.
I just said it that way. That's all.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to try to end the show, but I don't have anything planned because my computer took a shit. Say goodbye, honey.
Goodbye, honey.
That was not useful. You suck at that.
Oh.
Bye, guys. Love ya.
Bye.
We'll be back soon. Maybe better. Maybe not. We'll see. Obviously not.
I need the phone charger. Your phone's probably at
Obviously it won't be any better because that's not responding at all. You know I love you guys. I try.
What were you guys playing? Is that the monkey?
Good night. Peace out. Be safe. Be human beings. Love you.
Human beings. Human beings.
still not using cameras?
What?
Is that the monkey song? It's the monkey song, isn't it? Put on the monkey song.
Get out of my office.
Put on the monkey song.
Get out of my office.
Put on the monkey.
Get out of my office.
Why are you so mad?
I told you to do something, which was get out of my office.
Okay, I got it. I'm out of your office.
I'm gonna let our kid in.
Huh?
I'm really not happy.